we have reached the new 2018 Superstar Shakeup. It's over, it's done with. Yeah, and I do believe Raw got the broad end of the spectrum. See, when I heard this Superstar Shakeup was happening, I was mixed. The reason why is because the last time the Superstar Shakeup happened, it led to the termination of Ryan Ward as lead writer because, I don't know, Vince hates a show that's doing better than his A show, which is bullshit, which should be bullshit. But, yeah, anyways. And we had that Jinder Mahal reign. Like, I wanted to give it a chance, I tried, but it just wasn't the same. It just doesn't work with me. Plus, he always growls a lot when he speaks. Like, at least, I keep thinking they were trying to do Muhammad Hassan with Jinder Mahal, but it doesn't really work now. Especially with him constantly growling. Or at least what it sounds like growling. Speaking of Jinder Mahal, he's moving to Raw with Sunil Singh and probably his fellow brother of the Bollywood Boys, as they were once called. So it looks like Sunil is going to be joining the 205 Live division, most likely. If they're still interested. But yeah, Jinder Mahal entered in as US champion, and he immediately loses it to Jeff Hardy. Well, congratulations everybody. This is Jinder Mahal's career, everybody. It's done. He has a better chance being in the Indies, barely, but still. So yeah, he would go on to be US champion for 2 weeks, which means I'm questioning why on earth did they not just give it to Rusev. Oh right, that's right, he's organically over, therefore it's hateful in Vince's eyes. But on the bright side, we don't have to see Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal round 5 at this point, in a span of a year. And now we'll get to see Jeff Hardy. But so long as Jinder Mahal doesn't win the title back at Greatest Rumble, Royal Rumble. Yeah, speaking of that, I decided not to just make a build-up video regarding Greatest Royal Rumble because I'm probably going to miss the event for the most part on Friday because I have work. And I don't get off till 4, so yeah. So, next in this huge shakeup, we get the Riot Squad. Ruby Riot, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan all joining, attacking Bayley and Sasha Banks in their match, what I thought was going to be their final match. They don't get moved. Yeah, I'm surprised by that. So yeah, the Riot Squad, they did not have much of an impact on SmackDown. I don't know if they'll have much of an impact on Raw. The only reason why I'm pretty sure they moved them to Raw is because, well, Paige is out of commission, so we have no point with the Absolution faction. So, yeah, might as well move on. And yeah, that's basically what I think. I think the Riot Squad's just put there just so they can go ahead and move forward with picking up where Absolution left off. With certain people gone, I think they have a much better chance on Raw than they did on SmackDown. Next, we get free agents in Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. For you see, Owens and Sami Zayn were fired from SmackDown after assaulting Commissioner Shane McMahon for reasons that are actually righteously just because kayfabe's dead. And then they failed to regain their jobs thanks to Daniel Bryan. And they also failed to gain contracts on the day after WrestleMania, but were awarded contracts by Raw Commissioner Stephanie McMahon, rendering this entire storyline completely and utterly pointless. I had a lot of high hopes what they could have done with them being still free agents. But it wasn't the end for them. For you see. But like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they have a shot. They have a shot, especially Sami Zayn and his goofy personality coming more to light. So, yeah, I see a lot of hope for them, especially if they bring up that Kevin Owens is still owed a match for the Universal title, since he keeps bringing that up on Twitter. Hope they really bring it up, but I have no hopes that they'll remember that for the sake of logic. However, we get a not so surprising but very welcoming twist. The Miz is moving to SmackDown. Yes, 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 yes. As such, The Miz is without Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, who subsequently betrayed him at the end of the night. But now The Miz has some unfinished business to attend to with Daniel Bryan. He will ignite his revenge. And I am still waiting for Miz to say a promo about how he was right about Cena and Nikki Bella. Because let's be honest, that storyline has to... I'd be surprised if Miz doesn't get to address that. Since they did it last year, and yeah, they made fun of the whole it's a publicity stunt thing. And I'm not going into the whole breakup. I heard about it. I keep hearing two different sides. That Cena broke it off with her because he got cold feet, or Nikki broke it off with him because he didn't want to really get married. He was just doing it out of pity, because that's really pathetic. And if that's true, then I am seriously disgusted more so with Cena. So, anyways. So, The Miz, okay, he's going to make magic wherever he goes. However, he will not have the Intercontinental Championship joining him, since that is staying on Raw. We'll get to that back on later. Sadly, that means, no more Intercontinental title reigns for a while, unless they plan to do the U.S. title reign. Seriously hope not. I really do hope they give him an opportunity to be WWE Champion, because that would be so awesome. Next, we have Zack Ryder. Yeah, you probably never heard this. Yeah, he announced his transfer to Raw on Twitter. Next! No one cares about this. So then we got Breezango disturbing the life out of the bar after the humiliating defeats. No, not really. Just more like questioning how the fuck did this happen regarding Wyatt and Woken Matt. And then they got humiliated by Breezango. So, yeah, Breezango, I don't know what they're going to be doing on Raw, because they had the Fashion Files, but they stopped making those because creativity is bad. So, yeah, Breezango, I'm pretty sure they're just going to be that fun group. That group that looks like they're having fun, but probably without the creativity of Ryan Ward giving them free oversight to do whatever they want with their skits. Yeah, I don't see this working out so much for them. I remember the days when Tyler Breeze was main eventing NXT TakeOver shows. And NXT matches on the network. Those were good times. Next, we have Natalya Neidhart. Yeah, from what I was hearing, apparently she's just in there because, she's a wrestler and she's friends with Ronda Rousey, so they can do a singles program with her. That's all the value she has to them. So, yeah, that's something. No idea after her feud with Ronda Rousey's over. I don't know what they're going to do with Natalya afterwards, but she's probably just going to be there just to make good matches. Next, we have Mojo Rawley, announced on WWE's YouTube channel. Yeah, I don't see much going for this. But we get a surprising momentum movement. We get Dolph Ziggler. Not really the surprise. Instead, he cuts a promo and says he didn't come alone, and he proceeds with his bodyguard, Drew McIntyre. Yeah, Drew McIntyre, everyone. He's back. So, yeah, honestly, this I was fearing the most. Think about this. Jinder Mahal is back on Raw. Heath Slater didn't go anywhere to SmackDown. Drew McIntyre is now on Raw. Why do I get the feeling this is going to lead to 3MB reuniting, and thus Drew McIntyre has to go back to being Drew Galloway? Because I really think he should now. It's scary now. But there's a line between Ziggler and McIntyre. I was just saying, oh, yeah, this is Michaels and Kevin Nash, or Big Daddy Diesel. Except, whereas Michaels and Diesel went on to become the Gold Team, the first ever team to hold Tag Team and Intercontinental and WWE titles, respectively, in their little group, this, however, does not have that fortune. Why? Well, Think about it. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, you have all these older veterans like Bobby Lashley. You really think they're going to give Ziggler a shot or Drew McIntyre a shot like that, like Michaels and Diesel did? No. At best, Ziggler's probably just going to go after the Intercontinental title, but I don't see him winning it. As this, I will have no hope for this whatsoever, and thus my pessimism continues to flourish. However, my biggest fear is Drew McIntyre, because I really don't want him to see him 3MB, because I've seen his skills. He is awesome! And they have all 3MB on the same show, and now people want to see them reunite for some stupid reason. They want to see this fail. They want to see this guy be miserable again on the main roster and only highlight that Vince hates us and him for going to NXT and then afterwards the Indies. So then following this, Drew McIntyre is the one I fear the most for, guys. I really do. So following this, we got Baron Corbin via video package. Yeah, I've been wondering what happened to him. He just disappeared and I just forgot about him. Like, his theme song, I remember that. I have it on my iTunes account, but yeah, I kind of forgot him. I didn't even know why he was gone. Was he doing dark matches? I don't recall. But yeah, Baron Corbin. Yeah, like I said, Roman Reigns is there, and Baron Corbin is still seen as a top guy in Vince's eyes, but he'll never be Roman Reigns. That's according to Vince, at least. Even though Roman Reigns is very hated, and he's not leaving SmackDown, because SmackDown is the B show, not the A show. It's not the original show. Even though Raw wasn't always the original show, it was always a bunch of other shows that really weren't weekly episodics. Next, we have Mike Kanellis. Yeah, I honestly have forgotten this guy. I was like, wait, who's this guy again? Oh, Mike Kanellis. Maria Kanellis, they had a kid. Yeah, I don't honestly care. Like, okay, I'm glad he's battling his drug problems and all that, but really, I'm gonna be invested with this somehow? Unless, yeah, I know they all have 3-hour programming, but really, they're just going to be filler instead of not the good kind of filler where you got, that forbidden words that Vince seems to passionately hate. What was it called? Character development. Ooh, that's a naughty word. The most naughtiest is saying wrestling or professional wrestlers or pro wrestlers. Those are the most hateful words you can say to somebody if that somebody still has daddy issues. And then it was announced on Instagram, yeah, that they're doing the social media crap still. The Ascension is now moving to Raw. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to be in the same boat with Breezango. Like, they had something with Fashion Files. They got to do something a little bit creative. And then it just fell apart because they didn't want it on the shows. And they wanted it on something else. They didn't want it anymore. It built up to something, did not deliver, and now this. For you see, next, we got hopefully the guy that could regain momentum, Bobby Roode, who made his debut in the main event of Monday Night Raw. Yeah, he competed in a 10-man tag team match with Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and Bobby Lashley, which means Braun Strowman is clearly a face because he teamed up with the good guys. I was really hoping he would move to SmackDown, along with Finn Balor for so many reasons. So, yeah, Bobby Roode has a lot of potential to showcase his skills, hopefully. Especially since, the Cruiserweights aren't really on WWE Raw anymore. They're on 205 Live. So, yeah, I don't really see... I really think they could go back to their formula of longer base matches and more character development. Like, they used to do before the Cruiserweights showed up on Raw. So they can make filler out of it. Because anything interesting is clearly forbidden. And then that wasn't all. After the show, it was announced on Twitter that Chad Gable was moving to Raw. Okay. Why? And why isn't he with Shelton Benjamin? You mean to tell me you did this heel turn for nothing? Like, this is clearly just going to do Jason Jordan versus Chad Gable, isn't it? That's clearly what it's going for. That's clearly where it's going. By the way, he's kind of disappeared. I thought he was supposed to be back after WrestleMania. Raw after WrestleMania. I kept hearing that, but yeah, it seems like that's not happened yet. I think they're trying to build it up. But yeah, Chad Gable, he's great. He's really great. He had an awesome match with Rusev, a match I didn't see coming to be actually pretty good. I would want him to get to a higher level. I would like to see him fight Seth Rollins. So he's like a mixed bag. So like, it's sad that they didn't really make a big deal of it, but at the same time, I hope he does well. He's the guy I'm hoping does well, besides Drew McIntyre, but that my pessimism has to call for Drew McIntyre's career is done in WWE again. Next, we get to SmackDown Live. Jeff Hardy comes with the United States title, rendering this whole thing obsolete. As such, Jeff Hardy defeats Shelton Benjamin. Yeah, yay. So, Jeff Hardy, I honestly know where this is going. They're clearly doing this because they want Wyatt and Matt to work so well. They wanted to do this to get Matt and Wyatt to work well and have Jeff Hardy do his own thing, which I'm glad, which means we can hopefully get main event runs with him. Like he did back in 2009 with CM Punk. You know, that guy that Vince put a sticky note on because bringing him up on any form of background would be sinful in him. But yeah, Jeff Hardy, Brother Nero, congrats! I really hope you do well on SmackDown. Next, we got off-screen mentioned Absolution. Yeah, I actually saw this coming. No, really, I did see this coming. So, yeah, Absolution is moving on up in the world. Sort of. Okay, I get the feeling that this is going to lead to try and get a storyline with Absolution and Paige. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm not sure if they're going to go the way they think they would go, but yeah, I don't think they're going to do the heel turn so soon with Paige after they just turned her face at Raw after WrestleMania with the retirement. So, at best, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville will probably break up, even though they're best friends in real life and they live together, and they're going to just do single competition. With an occasional tag team since, you know, they're villainesses. Next, we got an actual surprising pick. Samoa Joe. Yeah, he's moving on up. He's heading to SmackDown, which means, oh my god, AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan! And now that I think about it, it's like TNA's now taking over SmackDown. Like, they have Jeff Hardy, they have Samoa Joe, they have AJ Styles, they have Ring of Honor legend Daniel Bryan. It's only a matter of time till they get Eric Young or anything, but that would be crazy, wouldn't it? Anyway, Samoa Joe goes ahead, beats the living crap out of Sin Cara, and declares his intention to bring both the Universal and Intercontinental title because their match has been declared against Roman Reigns, and we all know Roman Reigns is most likely going to win this time because, hey, it's in a country that they've never been at, so therefore Reigns is going to get cheated in our eyes. Which is probably going to happen, but who knows? It probably has reached so much hate levels that it could go to a country that's never seen WWE as much. Up next, we get Sanity! And oh my god, it's Eric Young! Who saw this coming? Oh god. Anyways, I was actually happy when I heard they were going to SmackDown because I did not want them to go to Raw on the grounds of, well, they were contemplating having Sanity and Bray Wyatt team up and him betraying Matt Hardy, rendering the whole Ultimate Deletion pointless after like 3 weeks. But here's what I heard that kind of made me mad. Nikki Cross is not in the group. What? Nikki Cross isn't in the group. She's not joining. She's not going up. Really? You're really not bringing Nikki Cross? Oh, come on, man! I want to see Nikki Cross! I wanted to see her fight Asuka again! I wanted to see her fight Charlotte! Why? Why? Why bring Nikki Cross not with Sanity? It's because she's a woman and therefore it would be uncomfortable if she attacked a man. Or the other way around. Unless it's Ronda Rousey, then we're perfectly okay with that. Because she's legit UFC. Nikki Cross, no. She's just a complete psycho crazy sociopath on TV and character. But come on, we can't imagine her attacking a man, even though she did to Paul Ellering almost and attacked, the Authors of Pain. And also, I think it's Cassius Ono. Yeah, Vince's logic makes no sense, doesn't it? So yeah, Eric Young, the Alexander Wolf, and the superbly talented Killian Dane, they're all coming up. Which means, so let's see, we got AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Eric Young, Samoa Joe, Jeff Hardy. Is the independent is SmackDown turning back into the wrestling show because they're getting all these professional wrestlers in? Also, Killian Dane versus Daniel Bryan. I want it. Very, very, very fucking badly. Yeah, I know I should probably clamor for Styles versus Bryan or Samoa Joe versus Bryan, or hell, I would want Rusev and Bryan. I would want that. But Killian Dane, people, he is the Luke Harper of Sanity. Remember that guy that people in the mainstream fan base did not know who Luke Harper was? But when you looked him up and then you saw what he did during his match with The Shield in the 6-man tag team match at Elimination Chamber, you were like, holy shit, this guy's going places. Except he sadly wasn't. Because Vince still thought Bray Wyatt, even though he really doesn't, thinks that Bray Wyatt was the bigger deal, even though Vince clearly has shown scathing contempt. But yeah, Killian Dane. He's basically what Luke Harper was in the Wyatt family. And at least Killian Dane was given chances to win titles. Like the North American Championship, which earned it a 5-star match. Along with the main event. So that 3 NXT matches in less than several months. And the main roster has CM Punk and Cena from 2011. Oh, and Michaels and Undertaker in Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood 97. Genius? Yeah, it kind of shows the NXT superiority over the mainstream rosterville. So, let's move on. Now we got Big Cass, who looks like he's going to be feuding with Daniel Bryan. Except they still have The Miz to work with, so does that mean Big Cass is going to be Miz's entourage buddy? Because that would make too much sense. Also, because Big Cass has been gone for so long, they're actually considering changing his name back to Colin Cassidy just to distance himself from Enzo, even though it's been said that the investigation is still ongoing, except they found nothing so far. But yeah, nonetheless. Yeah, they want to apparently distance themselves from Enzo Amore after what happened. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure because they still see this guy as a top guy, and I agree he is a top guy in the future. But like I said, it's like they wanted to bring all these top guys they wanted to push, but because Vince has such a fetish for Reigns and the part-timers and the veterans, he can't do it. He can't push Cass because that would mean he would have to push Roman aside a little bit. And we can't have that. So, yeah, SmackDown is doing what they did last year, according to Styles. SmackDown will make the stars, and then next year Raw will take them. Now, we get Asuka coming in. Except I kept thinking she was permanently moving to SmackDown before, so this wasn't really a surprise. So, yeah. Asuka was appearing on both shows, so I was sure when she made the declaration to challenge Charlotte, she would permanently move to Raw to SmackDown after her feud with Alexa Bliss was done with. Apparently not. So, yeah, this is official. She's on SmackDown now. So, yeah. Asuka versus pretty much every single remaining women division that's left on the main roster. Yeah, really. Yeah, I know she doesn't have the streak anymore, but if she defeats Charlotte and then beats everybody else, there's really nothing left for her to do in WWE. Yeah, there's really nothing left. So, yeah, Asuka is something that might be burning out soon. I don't know for certain if they come up with new storylines or they do the Ronda Rousey fight, but much earlier, since they said they want to do Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey next year at WrestleMania as the main event, which I have a hard time believing. Not the match, but being at the main event when Roman Reigns is still here. Next, in our promos, we got the Club, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, along with Cesaro and Sheamus, The Bar, thus spoiling that The Bar is not going to regain the tag team titles. Way to go! So, yeah, Cesaro and Sheamus, yeah, they're moving up, and which means Cesaro versus Bryan. That's going to be freaking awesome once The Bar breaks up. So, yeah, and plus I'm pretty sure Vince can continue his dream wet feud for Sheamus versus Bryan. Like, don't get me wrong, they do have good chemistry in the ring fighting, but let's be honest, Vince kind of has an obsession trying to get this feud off the ground, especially after WrestleMania 30. Regardless, the Club, okay, I was honestly hoping for Finn Balor up to this point. Like, come on, you have Styles, you have Gallows, you have Anderson. You could have gotten Finn Balor. Bullet Club back together, baby! And maybe even promote Adam Cole. Wait, I can't call it promote, it's a demotion. But he's currently North American Champion and subsequently Tag Team Champion of NXT. So, yeah. R-Truth shows up. And he does a plug for NXT indirectly when he says he'll see them on Wednesday night. I wonder how pissed Vince is right now. Or Kevin Dunn. Because it would be very enjoyable to see their reactions hearing that. Oh my god, he did a plug for NXT! He did a plug for NXT! So, yeah, I would be surprised if he isn't fired. So, yeah. Yeah. So, R-Truth, best of luck. I'm pretty sure he's just going to be the joking character on there. And finally, we get to the guy that I really wish was not on the main roster. Andrade, Cien Almas, and Zillion Vega. I'm pretty sure I pronounced her first name wrong, but that's beside the point. The people who delivered a 5-star quality match with Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae regarding the singles match for the NXT Championship is moving to SmackDown. Boo! 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 Why do I say that? Because! Do you honestly think they're going to let Andrade do what he did in NXT? They're going to water him down to hell. In fact, I was double checking on Andrade Cien Almas' weight. I was here. Yeah, he's 210 pounds. And I thought he was 205 or a little bit lower because he looked like that. He moved like a cruiserweight. But I was surprised by that. I was like thinking, oh, wait, are they moving him to 205 Live? And when that didn't happen, I was glad because, oh, that means we still get to see him in NXT. And then this happened. Yeah. I don't know, and here's the thing. I'm worried about Zelina Vega. Would they still keep her as a manager for Andrade Cien Almas? Why do I say, why would they not keep her as a manager? It's because, remember when Paul Ellering got dissed by the Authors of Pain for no apparent reason that makes no sense? Yeah, here's what I heard. It wasn't because Paul Ellering didn't want to travel. In fact, accordingly on Twitter, he said he loves to travel. No, according to a report, and I really hope this is bullshit, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's because Vince hates managers. So advocates don't count? Really? Is it because Paul Ellering is from an era that you don't want to talk about because it brings back horrible memories about how you compromised and gave the talent creative freedom? Or hell, reminds you of the Road Warriors and the fact that you tried to do a drug angle with them once? Or alcoholism? So, yeah, moving on from that. Anyways, but yeah, Zelina Vega, I want her to stick with Andrade and Almas, and I don't want a romance to bloom with them on screen. They didn't have that vibe with me in NXT. I wanted to keep it that way. They can do a villainous guy and chick and not have them get together. You know, like Rusev and Lana were doing until they had to address that the relationship was real because reasons. And led to possibly the worst love story since Twilight and the Attack of the Clones movie. I went there. So, yeah. All the NXT guys, like I said, I just get worried for them because of how their booking committee has been treating them on the main roster, and you have a discrimination of Kevin Dunn to worry about. And Triple H has no protection for them because, well, he does not have that much kind of power on the main roster as opposed to NXT. But I do hope we get Cien Almas versus Daniel Bryan, and it does even better than Johnny Gargano versus Almas, because that would be fucking awesome. Yeah, so the NXT guys and gals, I hope they do well. I get the feeling they're going to turn SmackDown back into the wrestling show. I just hope that Ryan Ward is back in power. I really, really hope, because that's the only way I see this working out. Like, imagine the power of Ryan Ward, and then you have Brother Nero, you have Samoa Joe, you have Sanity, you have Asuka, you have Cesaro, you have Cien Almas, Zelina Vega, you have Daniel freaking Bryan, you have AJ Styles, you have Shinsuke Nakamura. Imagine the wrestling product of storytelling you can do with Ryan Ward and them. It would be delightful. But that would mean SmackDown would be the A show and Raw would be the bitch. And that would mean Vince would have an aneurysm. So, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, as much as I'm hoping it does. Yeah, there's a part of me that wants to be in denial and just believe that Ryan Ward will write again as a lead writer, but I'm still holding out on hope, even though I probably shouldn't at this point. So, yeah. So as I go into the descent of my wrestling fatigue madness with WWE, I will hopefully enjoy SmackDown a whole lot more than Raw. Because, yeah, SmackDown got the most better deals out of this, except for some. But Raw, yeah, they just lost a lot of their best talent. That's not Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar in Vince's eyes, so as long as it's not them or the veterans, it's A-okay. So, those were my thoughts on the latest Superstar shakeup of 2018. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate. Stay tuned for more.